Flava was possibly on Tunes in 1994. Craig Mack composed and sang one of the late 90s most memorable tunes, but his career ended before he could adjust. This story's intricacies may surprise you, but the issue's founder is evident. Craig Mack was advised to lower his voice before becoming a rapper. Who whispered? Soon, this tea will heat up. Imagine turning to religion because you were fed up with your record label boss. Producer and rapper Craig Mack, who died in 2018, did that. He gave Puff Diddy good advice and pointed his cane. Craig Mack's brief career may indicate Diddy's business practices are devious, despite months of tabloid coverage and tweets. It's noteworthy when someone joins a famous cult to avoid Diddy. Let's recap for beginners before getting into depth. Former MC Eazy Craig Mack was from Long Island and the Bronx. Rapping and touring as a teen established his music career. 1995 NYT article Craig began creating rhymes at 12 after his relatives introduced him to rap at 9. He wanted to copy Run DMC and LL Cool J. An early start requires industry data such as Craig impressed Sen Calls, aka Diddy, and Bad Boy signed him when Alvin Toney gave him a rap chance. First rapper to release lab music. Craig topped Billboard's 1994 US Hot Rap Song chart with Flava In Ya Ear. The Notorious Big remix proved popular. Busta Rhymes. The industry loved Craig and expected more after his first album, but Diddy announced in a 1994 Hey MTV Raps interview that he was working with him on a second album for January 1995. I'm sure you have several for my spouse. The Notorious Big interview leaves Craig speechless and perplexed in the video. His January release is planned. Craig claims Diddy does not operate a record label, despite his confident promise of a second album and a January release. Wanted to create another album with me, so I said fantastic, went, paid him my little fee. It was designed to provide me the money and started recording. He said, I can only cut my payment in thirds. I said, man, I want to do these songs. Please allow. Pay me while traveling. No events or money followed the album recording. Craig Mack, not a witness, was the one who stated this. Many Bad Boy Records members died or dodged the topic. Emphasize its significance. Jaguar Wright discussed Diddy's label staff management, while the original five were Andre Harrell, Al B. Shore, Heavy D, and Fluffy. Kim has worked the longest since starting. First, Andrew's assistant. Kim died. Heavy D died. Uninteresting, Andre Harrell died, Al nearly died. The same interesting finale at Bad Boy Records was too close for Craig Mack, according to an interview. Craig said the label president pressured him to finish songs without money and informed him the challenge would be larger than him, despite his best efforts. You owe us an album, but not money. If you deliver the remainder of D, we can create. Craig's supervisor wanted remuneration to finish the tracks due to his constant information, but the reaction was to believe it or not. Diddy, my muscle. No names, but meet me at 7-0 in the studio. Came up there, okay, and they recognized him and dropped back because they were going to hurt me but didn't, so we talked about seeing no cash, no win. I won't waste every night bus at the studio. Your comments suggest that even with the remaining money, moving it up will be tough due to money. I heard 2 street threats. Maybe some threats did he say Diddy owed him and forced him to work. The tale unfolds. Fans say Diddy has always had the messiest record label signings, with one saying everyone dies. East Coast 9's Diddy signees were called the Bad Boy Curse because they always failed. Everything done in secret will be revealed, so I wonder. Diddy's troubles made Craig understand it was life or career. God, I'm so tired of everything that's going on. In chair. Sister, due to our long friendship, I called my sister, but I was in her car with a gun in my lap, praying, Lord, I don't want to do this, but if. Craig listened to the gospel for help. A new song sounded like God speaking to me. It cried all over the car, broken. I forgot about early 2000s hip-hop. A 2012 YouTube video exposed his involvement in Walter Berg's ultra-conservative Overcomer ministry. The viral video includes Pastor Ralph Gordon Stair, known as Brother R.G. Stair, addresses Craig's alleged church membership. Craig Mack is dead, he says. Craig M. joined nothing, but God did. Testify while I had. Not convinced. Self-representing age. Sir, what is your name? Craig Mack. You did it globally. Wickedness. You doing what? Righteous. Hallelujah. The death of Craig Mack. He remarked, "We have somebody that used to be Craig Mack, and he didn't join anything, God joined him later in the vendor." The minister called Craig Mack faceless, but Gordon Stair invited him. Mack requested testimony. The Overcomer ministry and pastor had trouble reaching Craig Mack, but his family and friends thought he had become devout. Craig grew religious without Diddy. Gordon Smith was imprisoned on 2 counts of criminal second-degree conduct in 2002 after 2 women accused him of unlawfully touching them, according to the Post and Courier. After pleading guilty to a lesser charge, Gordon received 2 30-day penalties. Craig joined a cult to escape Diddy's drama, like many mogul Jaguar employees and couples. His new community was drama-filled, yet better than Diddy. Jaguar Wright and Albie Shore examined Diddy's harsh response to threats. Wright said Diddy killed old gangsters. "I thought Uptown Records started with 5 individuals. Andre Harrell certainly heavy. The longest-serving staff were Andre's personal assistants Kim, D, and Fuzzy. Al, Kim, and Harrell perished or nearly died." Jaguar said Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-partner, was kidnapped. She planned a book about her overknowledge. Jaguar said Heavy D and Andre Harrell were gone, leaving Al Shore, almost dead, and Kim, who was there from the start. Heavy D died. Andre Carell died. Al and Al are enlarged and nearly well, but Kim Porter died of pneumonia. Jaguar Wright previously questioned Kim's pneumonia death, but not this. Poisoning caused a heart attack and pneumonia. The mortician said she was murdered. Albie Shore also claimed he advised Kim to depart before her death. Ollie modified the Instagram caption, especially the terrifying last sentence, to remove the FBI reference and portray herself as a marathon runner. It appeared everyone talked about Diddy and the Uptown Records deaths. Diddy, wicked, as legends say. Sean Diddy Combs' first famous death was the Notorious Big's tragic finish, whereas Biggie Smalls, as a Notorious Big, Christopher Wallace had more success than Craig Mack in his brief music career. He endured many tragedies, but his abrupt death at 24 was the hardest. ABC News verified his Los Angeles death on March 9, 1997. His death surprised his best friend and Bad Boy Records CEO, Diddy, who signed Biggie Smalls in 1994. Ready to Die dated poorly, but ABC News covered Biggie's Los Angeles shooting and death 3 years later. His record label honored him. Diddy published Life After Death that month and revealed on the Wendy Williams show that he felt responsible for Biggie's death. "Biggie was supposed to go to London that night, and I let him talk me into not going. London and living in La Diddy always terrified me, but sometimes you have to trust your instincts and fly. He said this is God's cosmos and purpose, yet I lament." Is not acknowledging he went to London, but Gone Deal says Diddy was the only one who behaved differently in the car when filmed. Your guest said everyone got in the car after no shots were fired. MRay TV learned from Gene that Diddy did not save Biggie and that Diddy's security agent, Anthony Wolf Jones, was involved in a 1999 incident. Wolf was discovered dead outside an Atlanta